Super clear, though, Senator. Raising the debt ceiling, right, is about not defaulting on the money already spent. That was spent under somebody who you supported, one of your party's former leaders, Donald Trump, right? That was money. Those were bills that President Trump and that Congress racked up that you now have to pay. How are you not going to do that?
That's part of those $trillion-dollar deficits that we had evolved to even then. And I wasn't for that. I didn't vote to raise the debt ceiling when I was here in 19. One of the few Republicans that'll practice what we preach. If you don't have reforms, don't accommodate it. So the difference here is that never have we teed up this amount of spending. And in the context, Hallie, $18 trillion in debt when I got here. In January of 19, now 28.4. This is kicking something down the road, and there's a point. Yes, it's like we've had an epiphany as Republicans. We better practice what we preach when we do get the reins back of lowering deficits and still being engaged in issues like reforming health care, being involved in a climate discussion with conservative ideas. We don't do that. So we got to do better when we do get it back, but we've never seen anything like this where not one Republican voted for the spending that we now want to raise the debt ceiling to accommodate as well.
Let me paraphrase what the senator from the great state of Indiana has just said. Tax cuts for the wealthy, trillion-dollar wars, no problem, we'll pay for it. You know, he's not crazy about the Republican tax cuts for the millionaires and billionaires, but he was a team player anyway, and he went along for the ride. But now that it's time to actually pay for those tax cuts for the ultra wealthy in this country, the senator is having second thoughts about paying for them. Now, let me tell you folks what happens if Republicans like Ted Cruz get their way and they don't raise the debt ceiling. Millions of federal employees will get furloughed, and that means they don't get paid. What it also means for us veterans is we can expect longer delays at the Veterans Administration. Not to mention our national parks are closed. And do you guys have any idea how embarrassing that is? What the rest of the world thinks when the Republicans play the game of chicken with our economy every single chance that they get? It's sickening, folks. People's lives are impacted, and guess what? They really don't give a damn. Senator Mike Braun mentions healthcare reform and the climate crisis. So let's all pause for a second, and let's take a moment to harp on the fact that finally a Republican has admitted that we have a climate crisis. Perhaps it's because Senator Mike Braun represents Indiana, a state that is right smack in the middle of the country, and they have been experiencing an uptick in blizzards in the winter and tornadoes in the spring and summer. Senator, here's an idea. Stop playing political games and vote to raise the debt ceiling. Talk to the scientists and pass legislation that will actually help save our planet before it's too late. And finally, go back to the drawing boards and rework our broken tax system in this country and make sure that the wealthiest among us finally pay their fair share. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.